Good morning, everyone, and welcome. Before we start, we have a disclosure. Please be aware of risk in the future trading. All our videos for educational purpose only, and you're very welcome to follow any of the auto trades as long as you are on a sim. We're not responsible for your trade. Very strong bull on the ES. What we are looking for to cross, if you are on a long trade, we are on a long trade on the ES. We need to cross this double resistance. It's very important. It's getting there. It's getting stronger. A little pullback, but we will break those double resistance. And I'm expecting this morning somewhere around 6904 if the market going in the same momentum. On the Nasdaq, we have a lot of potential on the Nasdaq at this moment. We have a re-entry. No, this is the CL. Sorry, it is here is the CL. So we take the CL out. On the Nasdaq, we have this double resistance, and here is your re-entry at 2511. 111. This is the re-entry on it, but it seems like it's going to break that resistance. If the ES break the resistance, Nasdaq is gonna go straight to the 25,349 institutional number by 11 o'clock plus minus 10 minutes. So we are doing fine on in the market here, and we put the CL on the side. On the auto trade, we are up to 10,000, and on the ES, I don't know if we can do that on this auto trade. Let's see. We can break even because it's gonna go back a little bit. We're okay. We are okay. I mean, it's not a very strong trend, but we are okay so far. You know, actually, the Nasdaq is a little bit stronger than the ES today, so we'll see how if the ES able to break those double resistance. Now there is a little pullback, and there is an entry at 6,857. This is the re-entry on the ES right there. This is a re-entry. So we'll see what happened. You don't have a short, be careful. Only pull back, re-entry long. So if you are auto trading, doesn't matter where your auto trade coming from, you need to direct your auto trade to long trade only. Long trade only. There is no short trade. There is a lot of support for the ES. It's impossible to break all the support. It's just only if there is some kind of breaking news. Let me see if there's anything important. We have the neutral gas at 10:30. Uh, Actually, we don't have that much news. 10:30. We have the neutral gas, but this is just a pullback, re-entry long. We are desperately wanted to cross those area here, those double resistant, the 6880 and the 6878. Now, this is just a pullback re-entry where we told you from, and the re-entry on the Nasdaq is right there right now, is 25,125. This is your re-entry on the Nasdaq. At this moment, there is no indication for short. It's only pullback re-entry. Be careful. The Nasdaq is extremely strong. It's actually stronger than the ES. So be careful. Also, on the Nasdaq, you have a lot of resistance. There is a lot of lines under the price. So that indicate at the moment we do not have short at all. It's only long trade. The buyer is slightly over the sellers on both of sides. Actually, the ES, the sellers little bit over the buyer, but if we look at the support area here, we have a support area from 6,859 all the way till 6,847. This area cannot be traded. So when you see that many lines, does not mean rubbish. It means you have a lot of support, and you have a lot of support also on the Nasdaq. Eventually, if the market wants to go down, it has to be staying on those level for a long time before those support readjusted and disappearing. So this those fibs, they are monitoring the market constantly, tick by tick. So at the moment, there is no indication short in here. So be careful. We don't know which line the market is going to be rejected from. So be careful with that. Uh, do not fall into this trap and take a short right now, because technically it's not short yet. It's not short. Yes, if you are looking at indicators like MACD, ATRs, momentum, whatever it is, moving averages, yes, everything is telling you short. Yes, but it's not short. It's a very weak drop. And it's not. You can see from the market analyzer, and you can see from the sellers over the buyers. This is a very weak short. It's not yet um, confirmed short in there, and you should not act on it. Yes, all your indicator telling negative, all your indicator telling you to take short. Yes, but it's not short. I'm sorry to say that. Welcome to trading. We cannot be blindfolded like horses and just follow one stupid indicator. You need to look at the market structure in general, and you can indicate when there is a weak trend and when there is a strong trend, and when there is a pullback re-entry. Those auto trade is not gonna bill you out of it. It is you need to look at the a whole concept of the market direction that you cannot get away with it with an AI system, or we have tested the AI systems. They have limitation. They're just using the same indicators. They do not have this indication that looking at the market in all in all structure, and this is what it is. And look what happened where we called the trade for you on the re-entry 25,125. It hold. Now at this moment, if we look, despite, if you see here is a blinking, that indicate there are people selling on the ES, but the market is going up. So there is sellers on the market selling, but the market is going up. You can see how 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 harsh the market is if you cannot read it right. And right now, the ES is on neutral. Um, it did not, because when you have a lot of flying, we don't know where the market is going to be rejected from and which line is going to be. So the market has to go back to the support area and work it there and start digging till they can break the walls before they can go farther down. At this moment, the ES is there is no direction on the ES at this moment, where the Nasdaq is still stronger to the long side. And when there is confliction between the ES direction and the Nasdaq direction, when they are not on the same trend, then there is a problem, and amateur traders fall into the trap when they are auto traded, and they start losing money because the Nasdaq is not going to die at this moment. So there is a fight between the ES wants to go down and the Nasdaq wants to go up. And when there is a fight between those two, what happened? The amateur trader pay the price. Always the amateur trader pay the bill. So as we see right now, the Nasdaq is not even touching the support area, and the ES was not able. And look, there are many people. When you see this is not just a market order. Is it just pushing the market down, and they are not able to press the ES down? Despite what your indicator is telling you, the market is not giving up, and is going up the ES, where people now, heavy people, they're going short on the ES. They want to push the ES short. But the ES is not going to respond at this moment because there is a lot of support, and the Nasdaq refusing to die with the ES. And this is the trick where 95% of amateur traders get lost in this. And that's what happened when you are buying a buy sell signal from a cheap app, from a used furniture store, or from a vegetable guy. He sell vegetables in the morning and he sell indicators on some of those cheap apps you see. That's why, because he cannot trade a paperback, and he have a repaint, buy and sell. There are all those indicators you see on the cheap apps. They are repaint, and they are not accurate, and you cannot use 10 ticks of stop loss on the ES because it will not work. What they do, they hide it on a 30 minutes and on 15 minutes to look good. If you need to trade the ES on a 15 minutes, you need at least $1,000 stop loss. And if you need to use $1,000 stop loss, might as well take a quarter out of your pocket and flip the coin and stay profitable on a 10 ticks of stop loss. So don't get fooled by how people repaint the market for you and it give you picture is an ATM machine. Does not work this way. I'm sorry to tell you this. You need sometimes to uh, you know now we've been teaching traders. I don't have any course to sell you, thanks God. uh, the only course I give is here, and it's free. But in the last now 17 years in the public, teaching people, teaching our traders, and I have not seen any trader become success without a little education. All those guys, they buy dishwasher machine called boat. They call it auto trade, whatever it is. We have a 20 auto trade in our package. We've been developing for over 17 years. We don't have a lag of auto trades. We have tons of indicators in the package, working indicators. We've been developing and upgrading for the last 17 years. This little kid, he knows how to put up a video on some other platform or on some other app. Does not mean he's a trader. He's just a wanker, and which he's going to be disappearing in time. He cannot stay hiding because he's not a trader. He cannot hide forever. So right now, uh, the uh, the ES is trying to drop to the support area, and the Nasdaq now has been dragged by the ES, but still you are a long way home for going and activate short. Remember, the chart is split in three pieces: above the turbulence, below the turbulence, middle of the turbulence. So you cannot just use auto trade when the ES is diving into a horrible area where there is a tremendous support, and there is a lot of support, a lot of technical stuff, and you don't want to dive into the turbulence. What you need to do, you need to fly above or below. So at the moment, the ES, no matter what you do right now, whether you take long or short, your risk 1 out of 10 is 9 out of 10. Your risk is extreme. $200 a day losing, that's $50,000 a year. Most of Ninja traders average account around $5,000 average. So, um, and if he's not using the prop firms, which our customers almost 75% they're using prop firms. And so right now, the ES is on hold. There is no trade. The Nasdaq is a long way from home to go short. Is a long way from home. There is 7 support line is going to work on rejecting the Nasdaq. He might able to break the first support, the second support, but he cannot break them all if there is no breaking news. Remember, if there is no breaking news, because when there is a breaking news, there is none of your indicators or your fib line will work because the market is going to react to the breaking news. But on a normal day, on a technical day, on a normal day when there are no news, this is the biggest trap traders can jump into and start losing money. And right now, the Nasdaq is not tradable. Is diving in. We don't know where it's going to be rejecting from. And the same story on the ES. This is where you need to halt all your auto trade, or you need to take a profit, whether you have a 3, 4, 5. As an example, this one here had a $10,000 and now only have a $3,000. So what you did, you smoked out $7,000 out of that trade. So right now, all bets are off on the Nasdaq and an ES. I'm sorry to say that. There are no trades whatever. Now we're coming to the second trick, and look at this. There are two kind of traders, even among the professional trading. technically, you can take a short trade from here, from this area here. The more experienced trader is going to waive the trade. Even technically, you have short here. Why? Why you don't want to mess with it? I tell you why. Because the Nasdaq has not been confirmed. There is a short trade. The Nasdaq has a long way to go before that trade should be confirmed. So if you notice here, technically it is a valid trade. The Nasdaq is rejecting to go down with the ES. And look, so what happened, even for technical trades, you always have to confirm those two birds, they are working and they are both above or below the turbulence, always. So as we see, the ES is able to break some of those support area, but the Nasdaq now start diving into big pile of mud right there. So when you are trading, even if you think you are making money on this one here, you got to be very cautious because there is potential for this Nasdaq to reject from this area here. And if the Nasdaq project from this area, all your profit on this one here is going to be wiped up. So right now, the Nasdaq most likely it will reject from the 25,040. So on a trade like this, you know you are on a high risk, and you should not say, oh, okay, I'm gonna make $1,000 on that trade. That trade is not going to make $1,000 only if the Nasdaq break this major area in here. So on that kind of trade, you need to cover that trade, because if this Nasdaq not able to break this major area 25,000, your ES is going back up, and here it is. Look. So you profit on that trade is not from your ES and not because you are a skilled trader. It's coming whether this Nasdaq able to break that area here. If the Nasdaq able to break that area here, you are on a $500 trade. If the Nasdaq got rejected from this area, this one here, you're hardly able to break even. Two options. When you become aware what's going on, you have a $300 on the trade, and the Nasdaq is coming here. So you can take a profit and run. Because if you're not sure this Nasdaq is able to break those double profit, the double support. So on those cases here, you can also put a trade in here, and you can see if this one here is gonna hold or not. And if you notice here, right now, look at this. The Nasdaq is standing on that area here, is a major area, and look, it stopped right there. And now to use the trailing stop, you can move your trade to behind the um, the support area, and now the market is gonna be. Let me see on the Nasdaq. At this moment, the Nasdaq not fully strong trade, and most likely, look at this, is going to reject. And then what you do, you can sell it and get rid of it if you want to. And here it is. The Nasdaq stopped, and your profit here on the ES start uh, going back against your profit. So you need always to make sure that look at the key point between the Nasdaq and the ES and make sure that they're both out of the trouble. As we see here, you can see the reversal. Our reversal do not repaint. Our reversal do not repaint. So if you notice here, right now there is a reversal, and now we can also drag it a little bit up, and we'll see how the Nasdaq able to break the second support area or not. And if it's not, that's life. So right now, what we are doing, we got the reversal, and we are coming in to the to the where we hide the trailing stop above the resistance line is right there. This is the second reversal fired up, and despite the sellers over the buyers and they are pushing the market down, we need to go back a little bit to reconfirm all those numbers. And the Nasdaq is still the ES has lost it. The Nasdaq has not yet fully short yet. So now the reversal fired on the Nasdaq. You can take the trailing stop to this area here. You always hide the trade above the resistance. Target 1 is the institutional number. Target 1 is the institutional number, profit taken on institutional number. pulling back. The short is over. We are into long position. The short is over. We need the ES to cross the 6845. We need the ES to cross the 6844. Then we are in a good shape. We haven't got the confirmation. It's a bit early on that trade. Once we cross the ES 6842, we are in a very good shape. and then it's going to fly. We did a little early on that NASDAQ, but that's okay. Should be a little bit above, right there. finally. Okay, that's it. There is nothing left for today. We say thank you very much, and we wish you a safe trade in the afternoon. But the market is not able to hold the long trades at the moment, so there is no trade anymore. We say thank you very much for today, and we'll see you tomorrow on the same channel. Bye for now.